Welcome to my little corner of the internet, where we celebrate creativity and growth. Hello and a warm welcome to our channel. Today, we're delving into Chiharu Shiota. Born 1972 is a Japanese performance and installation artist. Shiota has lived and worked in Berlin, Germany since 1996. Educated in Japan, Australia, and Germany, Shiota interweaves materiality and the psychic perception of the space to explore ideas around the body and flesh, personal narratives that engage with memory, territory, and alienation. Her signature installations, which consist of dazzling, intricate networks of threads stretching across gallery rooms, made the artist rise to fame in the years. Shiota has exhibited worldwide. She made her debut in Japan at the Yokohama Triennale in 2001 with Memory of Skin and represented Japan in the 56th Venice Biennale in 2015. Now, let's dig deeper into early life, education and teaching and unveil the hidden treasures it holds within. Shiota was born in Osaka. Her parents ran a business manufacturing fish boxes, producing 1,000 wooden boxes a day. She wanted to be an artist since she was 12. Although her parents didn't directly support her desire to be an artist and worried about her, she was able to formally study art. She studied at the Kyoto Seika University in Kyoto from 1992 to 1996, was an exchange student at Canberra School of Art, Australian National University, 1993-93, and a student at Hochschule für Bildende Kunst, Braunschweig, from 1997 to 1999, and at Universität der Kunst, Berlin, from 1999 to 2003. In an interview with Andrea Jan, Shiota mentions that her first installation work was Becoming Painting 1994, which took place while she was studying abroad in Canberra, Australia, was created with red enamel paint she used on her body. Taking part in Becoming Painting was indeed an act of liberation. It was my first physical piece of work, using my whole body, rather than a skillful artwork. Shiota first studied under contemporary sculptor Saburo Moroka while at Kyoto Seika University. In Berlin, she was a student of Rebecca Horn and in Braunschweig studied with Marina Abramovi. With the groundwork laid, let's now examine work and its connections to our previous discussions. Shiota's oeuvre links various aspects of art performances, sculpture and installation practices. Mostly renowned for her vast, room-spanning webs of threads or hoses, she links abstract networks with concrete everyday objects such as keys, window frames, dresses, shoes, boats, and suitcases. Her early works are performance pieces, many of which were recorded in photographs and video, in which, for example, she uses mud, while later large-scale installations integrate personal objects, e.g. shoes given to her by other people. In the early works of Shiota while at Seika University in Kyoto, including From DNA to DNA 1994 and Becoming Painting 1994, elements like woolen threads and paint set an elemental foundation for her future creation. Materials and colors carry particular meanings in her artistic work, which menstruation blood is used as artistic material and red threads come to signify human relationships. Thin plastic tubing filled with blood-like liquid is also occasionally used to suggest the umbilical support of a body, symbolizing nurturing and the beginning of a new life. Shiota acknowledges her teacher Marina Abramovic's influence during her formative years and refers to Christian Boltanski's work as a source of inspiration for some of her later installation works. Places matter to her work and she is strongly interested in psychography, the relationship between psyche and space. Shiota's thread installation works developed from the artist's experience of moving between places, out of which evolved the desire to cover her possessions in yarn, thereby marking a personal territory. In an interview she states that she could not have made her large-scale installations, A Room of Memory 2009 and Memory of Skin 2005, without living in Berlin. She has also created work in collaboration with choreographers and composers such as Toshio Hosokawa, Sasha Waltz and Stefan Goldman. Now it's time to shift gears and explore Boundary and Dwelling, House of Windows 2005. Boundary and Dwelling, House of Windows 2005. Arriving in Berlin in 1999, Shiota witnessed a Berlin with lingering Cold War ideological and cultural relics at the turn of the millennium. With the political tension gradually weakening, Berlin had transformed itself into a major economic and commercial center. Although equally fascinated by the forward-moving scenes and the renewal of the urban landscape, Shiota turned to look at the historic, abandoned part of the city. Over several years, the artist collected hundreds of old windows from construction sites in former East Berlin out of her curiosity of how residents from the two sides viewed each other's way of life. House of Windows 2005, shown at Shiota's solo exhibition Raum at Haus am Alsoplatz in Berlin and later at the 3rd Fukuoka Asian Art Triennale at the Fukuoka Asian Art Museum in Japan, presents a delicate assemblage of approximately 200 disposed windows in the shape of a house. Equating windows as skin that divides the flesh and the outer world, Shiota explores the physical boundaries that stood in the fast-changing urban realm and draws a parallel between that and the body and therefore interpersonal boundaries. Personally, as still a new transplant to Berlin, Shiota moved frequently from one place to another and dislocation has become an inherent part of her life. Thus, through the creation of works such as House of Windows, Shiota probes into the in-betweenness as she was feeling culturally and artistically distant to both her home country and current place of residence. Standing as an extremely fragile dwelling, House of Windows evokes the liminal boundaries between the personal and the historical through visual narratives embedded in used objects. As we enter this new phase, let's navigate the complexities of cobweb installations and discover its practical applications. Since the years, Shiota continues to produce cobweb-like installations at institutions worldwide, which became her signature set of works. These installations vary significantly from one to another, fitting the scale of the gallery rooms and incorporating found objects of various kinds. In creating the work at each exhibiting venue, Shiota often engages with the symbolism and stories contained in used objects that she was able to collect. The objects range from beds breathing from Earth 2000, During the Sleep, One Place 2001, Traces of Memory 2013, Sleeping is Like Death 2016, to Dresses After the Dream 2011, Labyrinth of Memory 2012, to Shoes DNA 2004, Over the Continents 2008, Traces of Life 2008, to Keys the Key in the Hand 2015, and Chairs Infinity Lines 2017. Dresses indicate a second skin, a divide between the self and the world. The curved contours of keys resemble those of the human body. The bodily contact that all of these above objects carries constitutes numerous lived experiences that intrigues the artist. In Shiota's constructions, the red or black strings stretches from, reaches, surrounds, connects, encloses, and obscures the collected objects in varying ways. At each installation, Shiota and her assistants would spend hours straight in completing the work. The artist views the crisscrossing threads as human relationships that would get tangled, cut, loosened, or charged with tension, and these experiences are constantly present in the creation processes of the artist, which adds a layer of performative nature to Shiota's work that is often unseen to the audience. Let's now zoom in on women's experiences, Dialogue with Absence 2010, and uncover the hidden gems that lie within. Women's experiences, Dialogue with Absence 2010. In the recent decade, Shiota has created large-scale installations that evoke the lived experiences of women. In Dialogue with Absence 2010, an oversized white wedding dress is hung high up on the wall. On the ground lays several peristaltic pumps, from where red liquid depart and reach the dress via numerous plastic tubes attached onto the dress. This part medical, part ghostly scene poses questions about womanhood. The dress seems to embody an ideal version of a married woman who is drained by societal burdens. The injection of the blood could also suggest that societal expectations are fed to her continuously. A disturbing, nightmare-like composition. Dialogue may also be autobiographical, pointing to the artist's own battling with cancer. Without further ado, let's move on to the topic of Great Hammer Pristina, Manifesto 14. In an attempt to use neglected sites in Pristina as art exhibition spaces for Manifesto 14, Shiota hung hundreds of red yarn threads from the Great Hammam's ceiling. The venue counted over 150,000 visitors. Let's now turn our gaze towards community projects and explore the fascinating connections it has to offer. Besides art creation, Shiota has taken part in realizing community-based projects outside her place of residence. Further Memory 2010 is a tunnel-like structure she has built in Teshima Island, Japan for the Setouchi International Art Festival. The medium of 600 used local windows is reminiscent of Shiota's House of Windows 2005, with unique memories attached to its frames and glasses. With the end of the tunnel facing the farmed rice field and ocean, it shows an appreciation for the ecological beauty and the islander's connection with the environment, rendering a sense of hope and openness in spite of its depopulation over decades. As we venture forward, let's examine exhibitions in detail and gain a deeper appreciation for its significance. 2012. Infinity, Galerie Daniel Templin, Paris, France 2015. The Key in the Hand, Japanese Pavilion, Biennale di Venezia 2022. The Soul Trembles, Gallery of Modern Art, Brisbane 2024. The Unsettled Soul, Kunstverpraha, Prague. Remember to follow me on social media for behind-the-scenes content and updates.